I gotta run him down. Welcome back to the channel. We are out here at Indy Airstrip Attack. It's packed. It is the most busy I've ever seen this event. There's all kinds of wild stuff running. This is 1320 video over here, it looks like, and there's a 2600 horsepower Viper that's already ran and went 220. There's a little bit of a tailwind, so I think it's going to be a good day. Back in Illinois, we went 208, and the runway was not that great. So today, we're going to be shooting for low teens, hopefully. I'm at 25 in the back, so we'll see if it hooks. But we're going to get out there and make the first voyage pass and see what happens. Well, guys, I've been in line for about a half hour, melting to my leathers. There's a ton of people here, but there are some insanely fast cars. I mean, there's probably been like 5 or 6 cars that have already went over 200. And like I said, that Viper on its first pass went 220. There's a little bit of a tailwind, not a strong one, but a little bit, so I'm hoping that'll get me over the 210 mark. I did go to 25 psi in the rear tire. I was at 18 psi at the last event, so traction will be a little iffy on this first pass probably, but it may help mile per hour, so we'll play it by ear on that. I'm hoping I get paired up with something fast and not this 350Z, you know what I mean? Dude, put me with something fast! All right, boys, let's get froggy with it. All right, nice and easy out of the hole. I'm gonna go easy in first gear, guys. Rev limiter. That's not going to help mile per hour. That's definitely not going to help mile per hour. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to get some freaking wind in this helmet. Oh. Well, guys, that GT350 got obliterated. I don't know if he has a blower or not. I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest with you. So they don't have like where they just hand you the times on this event. I think you have to go check your email, so I'm sure I'll have to go back in and check my email to see what I ran. It felt good traction wise. I mean, I babied it in first and second, so I think I'm gonna get into it pretty hard in first next run. You know, this was the shakedown run. Hopefully I at least went over 200 on the shakedown run. 200 even? 206? 206. I hit the rev limiter. You hit the rev limiter? Not bad for a shakedown pass though. 206, I'm not too hateful, especially hitting the rev limiter. So we're gonna get out there and clear that 210 today, boys. All right, guys, we are going out for the second run. So basically, I think the plan on this one is not hit the rev limiter and it'll go faster. Yeah, I think that typically makes you go faster. I brought other gearing options with me, but I don't have a 42 sprocket, which I thought a 42 might work better. I don't know. I've still got some room in 6. I guess I'll just have to go faster and use all the RPMs in 6. Seems like a solid plan. But yeah, those of you that are new to the channel, the bike makes 300 wheel horsepower. and we're gonna try to use all of it today. The Corvette looks something serious, doesn't it? It's got the big old arrow wing. Let's see if it'll let me pound that thing. Yeah, so in the direct sunlight, it's a little hard to see the tack. So I really got to focus on that thing, because that's why I rev limited last time. I couldn't see what RPM it was really at, because this thing blinks like between RPMs. It's weird. So in direct sunlight, it's really hard to see. I'm really going to focus on that, getting my shift points good and my tuck. I am going to come out harder, not real hard. And when I say that, I'm not launching the bike. I'm just going to get into it harder in first gear and see how that affects my mile per hour. I'm not convinced getting into it hard in first gear is going to give me the highest mile per hour. Watching my old video at Rantol's half mile, my fastest pass was when I got into second gear pretty quick. So I'm going to try this one, hitting it hard in first, and then the next one we're going to get into second and hammer into it. Are you going by yourself? No, put me against somebody. You want to? Yeah, put me with them. So I asked this Corvette how much power he was making, and he said 160 to 162. I assume that he's talking about mile per hour. So he's going to get spanked. So I'm going to get out a little bit and really hammer on it in first gear and see what happens. It's probably going to blow the tire off. We blew the tire off. I knew that was gonna happen. So let's see how that affects everything, because I don't know. I may have went just as fast, if not faster, blowing the tire off in first gear. We're gonna find out though. I mean, after I got it to hook, kinda, a little bit, it felt really good. Didn't rev limit anything. This bike is so ridiculous. I'm just blowing this Corvette's freaking doors off while blowing the tire off while in first gear, and then we hook and it's like, okay, it's boogie time. If this didn't go faster, my next step is going to be getting into second gear as fast as possible so I can just lay it down. There is a crowd today, boys. Don't mind the cam.
206.
I did another 206?
206.5 something.
Okay. So basically identical to my first one.
Yeah.
Man, I blew the crap out of the tire on that run. Alright guys, we just locked in a race with Kyle from 1320 Video. He said he should be trapping right at 200, and he's making a little over 1300 wheel horsepower in this twin turbo R8. So we're gonna have our hands full. I dropped a few more PSI out of the back tire. Hopefully it'll hook. We're gonna do a rolling start, so we're not gonna do like a drag race style. We're gonna get up to 40 miles an hour. I'm gonna let him set the speed, and then we're gonna hit it from there. So this is gonna be interesting.
I'm gonna get it warmed up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well guys, of all the times to not mess up a run, I'd say this would be it. I've got to represent the H2 guys, right? So I'm gonna roll in second gear, see how second works. Hopefully it hooks. I'm not gonna do first gear. Traction is not good out there right now. So second gear, roll in, not hammer it. It's so easy to say all this before you get out there and get next to a car. So I don't know how this plays in metrics, but I raced a 1300 wheel horsepower GTR at the last half mile, and he was going like 190, and he's a little over 1300 wheel, and he's going over 200. So these things must put the power down better, have better gearing, something, better aero, because this thing is a full like 10 miles per hour faster than 1300 wheel horsepower GTR for some reason. All right, guys, so we're gonna get out to like 40 miles an hour. I'm just gonna trace him, give him the 3 head nod, and we're gonna hammer it. So I'm gonna get it in second gear though, which is not ideal for this gearing, to be honest with you guys. Like if I was doing this race on the street, it would be completely different. I would not start in second gear on this gearing, but traction's not good on this runway. So yeah, let's go. Game face, boys. I don't know how close that was, but oh my gosh. I hope I didn't take off too early, like give him the nod too early. I think he was ready though. I'm gonna have to actually check my 360 cam to see if that was a good race. I assume it was, because I looked back and he was right there after the finish line. That was sick. It definitely a turd off of the line at 40 miles an hour on this gearing though. I didn't take off too early, did I? Could you see me nodding?
You just kind of went.
I tried to nod it, but I didn't know if you were up to speed or not.
It was going to be impossible anyway.
How was it? Thanks, man. I don't know if he saw me nodding, like, I guess, because I got up next to him and I gave the 3 nod, but I don't know if he saw it or not. Either way, it was a good run.
Can you hot lap it, or does that have to cool down for a while?
I can give it, can we give it like 5-10 minutes? Yeah.
I could just wait for you up in the lanes, just come back over there.
Okay. So we're doing a dig race. He's in his 1300 wheel horsepower R8, and I'm at 300 wheel horsepower on the H2. It's going to be a fight for traction. He's using the launch control, and he's going to destroy me out of the hole. So it's going to be a big game of cat and mouse. I'm going to have to run this thing down. This thing is sick though.
It really pulls boost around middle of third gear. That's when it really starts going.
Middle of third?
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll give us a little bit of a chance, guys, but not all-wheel drive from a dig. We're going to be roasting.
Oh, this is what we're racing on right here.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. But I have a feeling he's going to get out, and it's going to be a photo finish.
Yeah, I want to see him side by side.
Side by side at the finish line, guys. Well, guys, this is going to be very interesting. I think the game plan is going to be get it in second gear as fast as possible to get into the power. I did go to a 40 tooth in the back, so I made it 1 tooth longer, hoping that will help with traction. So I'm going to do like half throttle in first gear and just like get it up to like, I don't know, 8 or 10,000, and then get into second and just really hammer on it, because first gear is just going to blow the tire off, and then it's going to be a rundown. I'm going to have to run this thing down hard. Oh yeah, this thing is, that's not the R8, that's the car in front of it. Yeah, the big winged thing. That thing's rowdy. That Camaro's freaking rowdy. All right, boys. Let's show them how the bikes do it. It's gonna be heads up. All right, just get out and get into second. that was a great race. I couldn't run him down. I was spinning too hard. I spun through like 3rd gear. I knew I was going to. Dude, I was spinning halfway down the track. I literally spun through 3rd gear. That was insane. Sorry guys, I knew that was gonna happen. We almost caught him. But not enough traction with this Q4. Not designed to be hitting it hard out of the hole. What a day though. I mean, you know, sometimes you just gotta sit back and look at it like, man, Kyle from 1320 wants to keep lining up with me. That's insane. I'd never once thought I would be in this position, ever. That was an insanely close finish. I hope my buddies back there got some footage from the sidelines of that, because wow, we were running them down up top. He was out, probably a car at the top. That was so close. I was like, I'm catching him. I'm gonna catch him. I was blowing the tire off through 3rd gear. I was just like, man, I gotta run him down.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that was a sick race.
I thought that's a little crazy from your GoPro.
Oh yeah. Dude.
There's a number 3 painted right after the starting line.
Yeah.
Launched and then spun, and then I hooked, and then I spun on the second part of the 3. I'm like, come on.
No, I was like, it's gonna grab eventually. I just kept feathering it. I'm like, what is it doing? It's just ice skating.
You know what mile an hour was?
I'm not sure. Hey, what did I trap?
204.
204.
Yeah, you were spinning pretty bad then.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I think it was more that in my mind I just didn't want to get out of it because I wanted to run it down. But I think that, man, I came within like a car of you. You were still out about a car length. It was very close.
You had the hard part of that one.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here just flooring it. You had to like actually work for it.
Oh yeah, that was a sick race.
Like feathering the throttle.
I was just like trying to let out and back in like just a little bit to make it hook, and it just no. No. It like as soon as I clicked 4th, it grabbed, and by that time I was like, man, I'm running them down, but it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it at this point.
There's a lot more pressure when you're trying to catch up the car.
Oh yeah. Yeah, usually I'm on the other end of that. I'm looking back like, I got him. There's nothing. But when you're racing an all-wheel drive car from a dig, it's like, okay, we got to run them down.
I'm glad I was able to find a close race, so it's tough out here. You never know
Oh
if
yeah.
it's gonna work. Like mile an hour doesn't tell the story because some people don't even hook up till half track.
Right.
And it's all about getting there quickly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the tough part.
Yeah, and that's it. So I've got 2 tires. I do one for my mile per hour stuff, which is the Q4, and then I run a drag max for my street stuff and like roll racing and stuff. And I can hook 1st gear on the drag max, but it kills mile per hour. It's so much shorter of a tire. So I run the Q4 out here for mile per hour, but it's just it's not hooking for crap out there.
This is literally the surface we're running on right here. It's not horrible asphalt, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's not the best. But yeah, absolutely. That was sick, man. Dude, this Ferrari is on Hoosier Slicks. That car is nasty. That car's nasty. Well, guys, enough playing around. I'm going to go for mile per hour this time, not doing a dig race and launching it and all that stuff. So I'm on the 40 tooth. And what I'm going to do, I dropped about 5 more pounds of air out of the back tire. I'm going to go about half throttle in 1st gear and get it into 2nd pretty fast, and then hammer on it in 2nd gear, see if we can hook like that, because as you guys saw on the last run, it was not hooking. So we're gonna race this Ducati Panigale V4. Really cool guy. I was just talking to him. He's telling me he's too old to be doing this anymore. I was like, no doubt, especially on a Ducati, man. That'll hurt your back. Let's see if we can't get at least 208 today. Traction's just playing too big of a role, guys. It's for some reason not hooking very well out here. Like, weather's great, a little bit of a tailwind, so that even helps. Focus on tuck. Shift points and tuck. Come out of the hole slow. You guys know the drill. with this gearing, I'm like barely getting into 6. I mean, that felt like a smooth run. Usually it's like the smooth runs like that end up being good. I don't know if it will be, but it felt like it was probably a pretty good run. Tell you what though, we ran from that Ducati. Aldo with the twin turbo Lamborghini, he had to leave, but he cracked off a 207 mile per hour pass. That is how much those clutches helped that car. You guys remember how much I was running from that car? Those clutches helped it so much that it's basically trapping the same as my bike. It's insane. I was like, yeah, we're gonna need to get a few more runs in. He had to leave, so you know, get a few more street runs in. You know what I mean?
206.5.
Again? 206 again?
Strong pass, too.
It felt like a good pass. 206.5 again. All right, guys, it was 206.5 again. I don't know. I mean, it's just not. It's not going any faster. Changed gearing. Worked on tuck, shift points. I don't know. Went faster at Rantoul. Went 208 there. But I was hoping to get 210. We're going to do another run after this and let the bike cool down. And I'll try it again. I may go back to the 1941 gearing. We'll see. But yeah, we'll make another shot at it and see if we can get up there closer to 210. He did a burnout, didn't he? You guys, this is probably going to be my last pass of the day. It's getting late, and I keep running 206. It's crazy how much stuff I change and do the same mile per hour every time. Literally every time, 206. Change gearing, change the way I get into it, change the way that like I waited halfway to roll. Insane. We're going to race this Porsche. I have no idea what's done to it. Some of these Porsches out here are insanely fast, though. I don't know if this one is. See if we can get up to that 210. I mean, I haven't got past 206. Craziness. Let's go. Nice, easy out of the hole. I mean, it just felt good, nice and smooth. Shift points were good. I think my tuck was good. See what it did. So this gearing puts me just into 6 going through the gate. I got into second gear as fast as I could there and just hammered it. But I don't know if 1941 will hook up, because that's the problem I've been having out here. What's weird is this runway is better than it was at Rantoul, but for some reason Rantoul hooked better than this runway. It's insane. I don't know why. Hopefully that's over 208 at least, because that was my fastest at Rantoul. It's a blast taking this thing out to these events though. What I really need to do is have this stock wheelbase for these events, because this stretch honestly kills me on land speed stuff. It's a good thing I have a stock wheelbase H2 at home. Maybe I'll ruin that one. I don't know. It is kind of cool though that I've had a lot of people come up and talk to me like, they're like, man, there's not enough bikes that come out and run these things, and when they do, they're like stock leader bikes. Like, for some reason, a lot of people don't see highly modified H2s out here. There is a pretty modified Busa that's running. That's it. All the other bikes that are running are basically leader bikes with a pipe and tune. So it's nice seeing all the car people that come over and like, dude, that bike is sick. You know, like, that's a pretty cool thing about it. Well, guys, that was a 207.2 pass. So it's just a hair below the 208 I went at Rantoul, Illinois. I can do some things and maybe get to 208, 209, but I mean, this is pretty much solid area what this bike runs, like 206 to 208 consistently. So I mean, I could do race gas on the bike and get over 210 pretty easily, but I don't want to, really, to be honest with you guys. The bike is set up solid, it's reliable, so I don't want to ruin the reliability of the bike. And I'm building a 600 horsepower Busa, so there's no point in doing that. But hope you guys enjoyed this half-mile video. As always, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. Till next time, guys.